I talked to you earlier in the week, or maybe it was late last week, about the record number of gay marriages and lesbian marriages happening in Utah since since a state judge overturned the gay marriage ban. Now there is a Utah man who is on a hunger strike, and he will not eat, Lewis, until gay marriage stops in Utah. This is Trestin Meacham. He's 35 years old. He is allegedly refusing to eat anything until the state nullifies its recent decision to allow same-sex couples to get married. If you're wondering about that term nullification, even though legal experts say the state is not within its legal right to simply nullify the decision, Meacham insists that it is, Lewis. At the time the video that aired on local television, which we will not play because local news stations are very aggressive with their copyright claims, even though I believe we would be within our legal fair use rights to air the video, better not to even have that fight. When the video was released, he had reportedly gone 12 days without food. He was surviving only on water and the occasional vitamin. He had lost 25 pounds to date, of course, allegedly. He says, "I cannot stand by and do nothing while this evil takes root in my home. Some things in life are worth sacrificing one's health and even life if necessary, but I am but a man and do not have the money and power to make a noticeable influence in our corrupt system. Nevertheless, I can do something that people in power cannot ignore." Lewis, I don't know that this is going to end with the nullification of gay marriage in Utah. I have a sense that gay marriage in Utah will continue in spite of this hunger strike.
Yeah, no doubt. I think people in power will ignore this, and he will either die at home or realize it's not worth it and start eating, or like fall into some incapacitated state and be fed in a hospital somewhere. This isn't going to change anything.
You know, in Gandhi's practice of nonviolent resistance, he wrote that hunger strikes are a tool of absolute last resort. You have to have negotiation, you have to have organizing, you have to have political recourse. When all of that has failed, you look at a hunger strike, but as a sign of great humility, right? It is an act of humility, not of hubris. And what Meacham is doing is not any indication of humility. And you know, Lewis, we always hear about how right-wingers say gay marriage will hurt straight marriages, it will affect straight people. And I've never figured out for the life of me once how that will happen. Apparently, gay marriage will make straight people stop eating. That's how it will affect them. We finally figured it out.
It'll make one guy stop eating. Gandhi was a national icon. So when he fasted, people were paying attention. People watched. Nobody knows who Trestin Meacham is, and nobody cares.
Lewis, you don't believe that Trestin Meacham is acting in total humility in the exact same way that Gandhi would have to stop the great evil of two guys marrying each other?
No, David, I think there's a difference here.
You don't think all of the lesbian marriages are going to say, you know what, Meacham is right. We are living in sin. Let's get a divorce. Let's get a lesbian divorce. Maybe you're right. Maybe it's going to have absolutely no impact at all. But we will continue following it. Please be a patron on Patreon. Go to patreon.com/David Pakman. That's patreon.com/David Pakman. And support the work we are doing on YouTube. YouTube.com/The David Pakman Show. Of course, our YouTube channel. We will take a break. I want to talk to you about Louisiana schools. We need to get to 2014 predictions from the religious right. I have voicemails, so much more today.